Now, 4:30 on WKYT this morning. Last night's Luke Bryan concert caused a major traffic headache for those who attended. Many were stuck until the early hours of this morning.
A Lexington lawyer hit and killed while riding his bicycle will be honored with a memorial bike ride this weekend.
And the issue of marriage licenses and county clerks came up again in last night's debate for governor. Coming up, you'll hear what the candidates are proposing.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT News and welcome in. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your morning. Let's get a check of the weather right now with Micah.
It's perfect fall weather outside. I mean, we're sitting there in the 50s once again this morning. It's just like the past few mornings, and there could be a chill in the air once you get going out and about on your day. Clear skies at this moment, and temperatures you can see 54 now in Danville and Richmond, kind of the cool spots at this very moment. Then you go down toward, say, London, Corbin area, and then work your way off into Somerset, sitting there in the mid-50s. By the afternoon, slightly higher once again today, maybe a degree or two. And we're sitting at 79. We'll call it warm and sunny, though. As we track off into your weekend, that's when things start to change, and I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in just a little bit. Some people may still be making their way home from that concert. At one point, Lexington police say traffic was backed up for 8 miles. Thousands of people packed Tates Creek Road last night, hoping to see Luke Bryan perform. And at one point, traffic was backed up all the way to Man of War Boulevard.
Ooh. As you can see in this video, that Officer Don shot from Sky First around 9 o'clock last night. Traffic on Tates Creek, a nightmare.
Right.
The country star held an outdoor concert at Talon Winery. Look at that. Organizers expected 20,000 people to show up, but many arrived late. Some didn't even make it there at all. Luke Bryan waited for as many fans to show up as possible, but the traffic remained backed up even after the show started.
Some folks began leaving their cars, started walking home with the hopes of making it either to the show or making it home afterward last night.
We started at 5 o'clock today, 5 o'clock, so we decided to park and walk the rest of the way. We've gotten further parking and walking than we have driving the entire time.
All right.
After the show, it was the same story. Traffic continued to be a problem. Many people said that they were going to sleep in their cars. Others decided to walk and said that they would come back in the morning to get their vehicles. Folks remained stuck in traffic for miles until early this morning.
And there was at least one crash related to last night's concert traffic. Lexington police say a woman walking away from Talon Winery was hit by a truck. That driver was in stop-and-go traffic and had swerved to miss hitting a car and hit the woman on the side of the road. This was about a mile from Talon Winery. Police say the woman has minor injuries. The driver is not facing any charges, but a mess really overnight. And some folks, again, still probably making their way home this morning. Some of us coming in this morning encountered some who were still on the way from the concert. A stretch of old Frankfort Pike in Lexington is back open this morning after a crash shut it down for hours. Police say the road reopened just before 10 last night. They say a dump truck hit a utility pole yesterday afternoon, knocking down power lines across the road. Police say no one was injured, but the crash knocked out power to dozens of customers in that area for a short period of time.
Lexington police are warning folks in the Masterson Station neighborhood about a series of thefts from cars. Police went door to door yesterday, leaving flyers to warn people. Police say they have received 9 reports of thefts from vehicles in the last month. In most cases, the cars were left unlocked. Investigators say guns, electronics, other items stolen from the vehicles. Police are reminding people to make sure that your cars are locked.
And if we can correct that part and just get people to remember to just simply do things like that, roll your window up, lock your doors, make sure your valuables are in your trunk, that'll reduce things pretty drastically.
It is called a crime of opportunity. Police say they have also increased patrols in Masterson Station.
State police have arrested an Ohio man who they say traveled to Kentucky thinking he was going to have sex with a 14-year-old. Police say they have arrested 27-year-old Albert Trin as part of an undercover sting. They say an officer posed as a 14-year-old girl and exchanged text messages with Trin. Police say the messages included talks about sexual acts. They say Trin traveled to Moorhead to meet the girl but was arrested after he arrived.
4 people face charges after police say they found some children living with pigs and other animals in filthy conditions. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office made the discovery at a home on Old Mill Road. Investigators say they were called to make a welfare check on a horse, but instead they say they found children alone and the home in very bad shape.
Feces on the floor, just purely filthy. I looked through the refrigerator, it was filthy.
Police say Frank Lockaby was supposed to be babysitting the children. They say he was wanted on child endangerment charges. Police also arrested the children's parents, Joshua and Aurora Jenkins, and charged them with child endangerment. They say a 4th person was arrested on outstanding charges. Police say the children are now with other relatives.
4:35 now on WKYT this morning, and this weekend cyclists around central Kentucky will ride in memory of a Lexington lawyer who was hit and killed while riding a bicycle back in May. Police say a suspected drunk driver hit Mark Hinkel while Hinkel was riding in the Horsey 100. The Bluegrass Cycling Club has planned a memorial in Scott County to honor him. WKYT's Monique Blair has more on that story.
The thing about Mark Hinkel is he was a very positive and uplifting person.
This picture was taken on May 23rd during the Horsey 100, just a few miles before 57-year-old Mark Hinkel, who is pictured on the right, was struck by a truck on Lemons Mill Road. Hinkel died from his injuries. Now his friends, family, and fellow cyclists plan to permanently honor Hinkel.
I contacted the mayor of Georgetown, and he was willing to help us out.
Now this is where that accident happened back in May, here at mile 99 of the 102-mile bike ride. And on Sunday, a ghost bike will be placed right here permanently to honor the life of Mark Hinkel.
A ghost bike is a bicycle that is painted white and left as a memorial at the site where a cyclist was fatally injured. The idea for the bike is not only to honor Hinkel, but also to leave encouragement and a positive message to all who pass it.
What we want is for this to be inspirational and uplifting to people when they see it, you know, to think about having maybe a little push, because it's also right by a hill. So having a little push up the hill, and maybe Mark's helping him do that.
Sunday's procession to the memorial site will be led by Georgetown police officers, followed by Hinkel's cycling team, the Zombie Zone. The ride is open to the public, and a portion of Lemons Mill Road will be closed during the dedication of the memorial.
You hate when things like this happen, but it also helps to bring the community together. And we have noticed that drivers are a little more respectful. So that might be a positive that's come out of this.
In Georgetown, Monique Blair, WKYT.
And on WKYT.com, we'll have more information about how you can take part in the Mark Hinkel Memorial Ride.
Well, Madison County school leaders and Richmond police are investigating this morning after a threatening message was found in a school. Clark Moore's middle school leaders sent home letters to parents yesterday saying that someone found the message on a bathroom wall. The school thinks it's a copycat of a threatening message found at Eastern Kentucky University on Sunday night. Richmond police told us that they are taking the message seriously, but they do think that any students, they do not think that any students are in danger.
EKU leaders say they have received some tips as they try to track down the person responsible for that threatening message found in a men's bathroom. The university has issued a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force is also helping with the investigation. And as a precaution, Model Laboratory School on Eastern's campus is closed for the rest of the week.
Center College in Danville hosted a debate in the governor's race last night featuring Democrat Jack Conway and Republican Matt Bevin. Independent candidate Drew Curtis did not qualify for last night's debate. One of the issues discussed Kentucky county clerks who are refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples for religious reasons.
In a regular session of the General Assembly, if we can come up with some narrowly tailored plan that upholds the Supreme Court's decision on marriage equality, but also allows for very narrowly tailored exemptions to allow those few clerks to exercise their religious beliefs, then I'm okay with that accommodation.
And if I were governor, I would indeed remove the names of the clerks from the forms. We would, in fact, make this a downloadable form. It would then be filed like a deed mortgage, like a deed or a mortgage or a lien, like any other document that would allow it to then be adjudicated accordingly, but not officiated by the clerks themselves.
The candidates will take part in another debate on Sunday, October 25th on EKU's campus in Richmond. That debate will be airing right here on WKYT.
A Lexington-based company had a special guest to help them celebrate a big milestone. Valvoline kicked off its 150-year commemoration with an event in Rupp Arena last night. And NASCAR Sprint Cup driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. was on hand to help the company celebrate.
Pretty awesome. They've been a great partner of ours and really help our performance out on the racetrack. We started out at the beginning of the year, and in just several months we've been able to find some extra horsepower in the composition of the oil. Valvoline is America's oldest registered motor oil brand. And Dave Baker was telling us that he thought he was going to be there last night, so that's cool. 4:40 is the time. WKYT This Morning is just getting started.
What to learn, how to prepare a delicious dip that will be the hit of your next party. Today's Mom's Everyday Minute will show you how when we return.
It's still all about those warm temperatures the next couple of days. However, there is a front on the way that's going to wipe that all out. I'll have that in your forecast coming up next.